Right then, game week 2 for the Championship. Let's get straight into these predictions. It's a busy game week. There's some interesting games going on yet again. We love the Championship, we really do. But no Friday game because the Premier League's back. So we're going straight into Saturday here. We've got the 12:30 kickoffs first, and then we'll go into the 3 o'clocks, and then it's Sunday. There's 2 matches. So 10 matches Saturday, 2 on Sunday. Let's go. First off, we've got Derby County and Coventry City. So Derby bottled it to Stoke. They were 1-0 up, I believe, and then they lost 3-1 in the end, which isn't great. And then in the Cup last night, at the time of recording, they beat West Brom on penalties, 1-1. 1-1 score and then beat them on penalties. As for Coventry, they failed to score against Hull in the first game week, but they beat Luton Town 1-0. Not really convincing, to be honest, from Coventry. I thought they'd be doing better. For me, this is a good game. I'd potentially watch this over Newcastle and Aston Villa, to be honest. So I'm going to say, with this one, I am wanting Coventry to go up. So I want to be biased towards Coventry a little bit, even though I don't like Frank Lampard. But Derby, I'm going to go with the Coventry win. I'm going to say 2-1. We're starting off with a 2-1, so it's not a great video to get going, really, is it? Don't click off, though. Leave a like instead. Moving on next, we've got Portsmouth and Norwich. Norwich lost to Millwall. First game of the season. I watched the first half, but not the second, because I went out. And I was also watching Leeds at the same time, so I wasn't fully paying attention, if that makes sense. But then they beat Watford in the Cup last night. Or Tuesday night, I think that as well, so it makes sense, really, that they beat Watford. As for Portsmouth, they beat Oxford opening day, and then they lost to Reading in the Cup. Not too sure about that one. Doesn't fill me with confidence, but we've seen that Norwich have scored 3 goals already. Portsmouth have scored 2. Norwich have the better strike force. I'm not too sure about the defences of both teams. I think Norwich should have probably bought a few defenders. I've not looked, though, to be honest, at the transfers. I only really know about Wrexham and Birmingham because they get reported on. The rest of them go a bit under the radar, but I'm going to say Norwich to win this one away. So we've got 2 away wins. I'm going to go with a 3-0 win, though, as opposed to 2-1. So a better prediction. A more exciting one. Next, we've got Wrexham and West Brom, and it's last 12:30 kickoff. Pardon me, last 12:30 kickoff. I watched Wrexham against Southampton. I did think they were the better team for the majority of the game, to be honest. As for West Brom, they picked up a win as well, I believe. So Furlong suspended, apparently, for West Brom. Wrexham and Hull drew 3-3 in the Cup, and I think Wrexham won on penalties, and then they lost 2-1 to Southampton after having a 1-0 lead for the majority of the game. West Brom beat Blackburn, and they drew to Derby County and then lost on pens in the Cup. So you've got 2 teams here who have had draws in the Cup. You've got 2 W teams as well, West Brom, Wrexham. But I think that's where the similarities end. I do think West Brom are a tough opposition for Wrexham to have to play, but it is the first home game in the Championship for Wrexham, so maybe that helps, and I'm sure a lot of people will attend, maybe even Rob and Ryan might go themselves, but I think I've got a West Brom win here. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win against Wrexham. Although I must admit, I was impressed with what I saw from the Wrexham attack. I think they were very good against Southampton. It's just a shame that the only goal they got was a penalty, which knocks my confidence from them a bit. We're going to move on now to 3 o'clock. We've got Birmingham away at Blackburn. I should have said Blackburn and Birmingham, but I started by saying Birmingham because they caught my eye more. Blackburn obviously lost to West Brom first day. I'm not sure how they did in the Cup. Let's have a look. They lost in the Cup to Bradford. Okay. I think I'm getting a little vibe for how Blackburn's season is going to go. As for Birmingham, they drew to Ipswich. I don't care what anyone says, that was a penalty for Ipswich. I don't think they was robbed at all. Sorry, I'm just getting comfortable. There we go. Yeah, I think it's a deserved draw. That he shouldn't have just jumped up like that and then done that with his arm. It's a penalty all day long. So I do think Birmingham are the better side, though. They beat Sheffield United last night. I saw the goal from Sheffield United, but apparently there was a bit of interference with the referee before it was scored. I'm not too sure about that one. I think personally that the goalkeeper might have thought, oh, he should be blowing the whistle, and then Hammers just give it a go and got it in. bit of a robbery there, but they still won, so it doesn't matter. It's just dodgy refereeing as always in the EFL, isn't it? So I think Birmingham win this one. I'm going to go with a 3-0 win to Birmingham. You've got some good players there. Always down for a goal. Moving on to Bristol City and Charlton. Charlton did beat Watford, which did surprise me, if I'm honest. And Bristol battered... Bristol City, sorry, I should full name them. Bristol City battered Sheffield United, which was a big surprise. And then they beat MK Dons in the Cup, not really too surprising. Charlton also beat Stevenage in the Cup, once again, not too surprising. You should expect to beat those teams, although not everyone does. So, I think Bristol City should have this in the bag. I was impressed with Charlton. I thought they would start off with a loss, and they didn't. I was proved wrong, but I do think that Bristol City, they're determined to get back up there again. I might have to consider that into my predictions, to be honest. That's why I haven't done them yet, so I can get a little glimpse, and then it's not too major for me to be cheating, really, is it? So I think Bristol City are looking at a 4-0 win again. I'm going to say, well, not 4-0 again, but 4 goals to them again. I do genuinely believe that is possible here. So I'm going to say, sorry, I had to do that. I was looking away the whole time. I'm going to say 4-0. Sorry, Charlton, but I think this Bristol City team is pushing for promotion. Speaking of pushing for promotion, we've got another team here, Millwall. I did back them for the win, I believe. I don't know if I said 2-1, but if I did, I was right. I feel like I would have said that. I can't remember. I was going to have a look at my predictions, but I saw the results coming in, like, oh, that's wrong. So I didn't bother looking. Some of them I've forgotten, like the Millwall one. I know I said that they'd win, and they did. I think Millwall are a serious contender for the top 6, and Middlesbrough kind of are as well, but I'd say I prefer Millwall for the top 6 over Middlesbrough. Let's have a look at the results. They lost 4-0 to Doncaster Rovers in the Cup, and they beat Swansea City 1-0. That's Middlesbrough, by the way. As for Millwall, they beat Norwich 2-1, and they beat Newport 1-0. I'd expect a bigger win against Newport, but you got to remember, there's sometimes filled out a weaker side, and I think that's probably what they've done there. So they've still got a win. So I'm going to say Millwall win this one. Again, 1-0 though. I think it's just going to be 1-0. Good play for Millwall. Good team. I think they've got what it takes this season. Another team that has what it takes this season, despite a ropey start, in my opinion. You've got Preston North End and Leicester City. Leicester City is this side that I think's got what it takes, not Preston. Leicester obviously played the easiest game, arguably, of the opening weekend against Sheffield Wednesday, and only won 2-1, and it was 1-0 down as well. A bit concerning, in my opinion. We've got a 1-1 draw for Queen's Park Rangers and Preston North End. So a draw opposed to a win, I suppose. They beat Barrow in the Cup, and Leicester drew to Huddersfield, who went through though. Huddersfield did. That's surprising, actually. That means Leicester don't have to focus on the Cup though, in a way, so I suppose that's a good thing. Huddersfield not a small side either, so respect to them. I'm going to say Leicester win this one 2-1. After the Wednesday game, I don't have faith for them to be winning by big scorelines like I originally thought. So I'm going to say 2-1 there again. Got Sheffield Wednesday and Stoke next. Barry Bannon suspended, obviously. I don't know why your captain would ever make that challenge. I watched the game. I was appalled, to be honest, at the challenge made. I thought, what are you doing? Your club's going through a hard time. You're the captain, and you're putting displays out like that. Nah. Lots of draws here on the screen. I'm looking at the past 5, but I'm only focused on the top 2. Obviously, a loss to Leicester and a draw, but a win on penalties for Sheffield Wednesday against Bolton Wanderers. They had a red card as well, so I'm surprised that they didn't find it easier to beat them anyways. As for Stoke, a good start to the season, a 3-1 win against Derby, very impressive. And as for the Cup, they drew 0-0. Did they go through on penalties? They did, yes. So I still think Stoke win this. I'm going to go with 3-1 again. I'm just copying the results there. I'm being lazy. But anyways, Swansea and Sheffield United, 2 teams that were expected to start off well and haven't really done that. You've got a 4-1 loss to Bristol City for Sheffield United, and you've got a 2-1 loss in the Cup to Birmingham City as well. As for Middlesbrough, not Middlesbrough, as for Swansea, they lost to Middlesbrough 1-0, and they beat Crawley Town 3-1 in the Cup, sorry, not on penalties. This is a tough one. Two teams that are expected to do well, but I've had a bit of a rough start. I'm going to go with the Swansea win, though, I think. Not because I hate the Blades. I do, but that's not why I'm doing this prediction. I'm going to say that Swansea just have a little bit more in them right now after a big cup win. Well, not a big cup win, but they've won as opposed to 2 losses on the bounce for Sheffield United now under Ruben Sellers. Sorry, I'm standing up now because I'm sticking to my chair because it's like 30 degrees. But Ruben Sellers has not had a good start. Morale's probably not quite there yet either. So I do think Swansea can take advantage here. The last kick-off, I've just cut myself off completely. How do I manage to cut myself off when I'm the one speaking? It's really impressive. Anyways, Watford and QPR last kick-off of Saturday. Right, this is not great. I'm standing up now. The camera died. Not the camera. This phone storage ran out. There we go. And now the tripod's playing up, so we've got to finish this video. I said Watford, QPR, that's what I was getting onto the last Saturday game, and then it cut off. I said 1-1, let's just move on, because it's nothing teams, that's what I said. The funny joke got ruined. Storage. Ipswich Town and Southampton on 12 o'clock on Sunday. Big game, 2 Premier League, ex-Premier League sides have both come down. Ipswich at home. I'll go with the Ipswich win. I'll say 1-0 to Ipswich. I think Southampton are good, but they didn't look good until the subs came on, in my opinion, against Wrexham. So, pardon me, I'm not sure what that says about the team. I'm not going to look into the results because I need to get this done before the storage goes again. But I know that Ipswich was 1-1 and Southampton was 2-1 in the first game week. I don't know what the cup results are though. Hull and Oxford are the last game, 3 o'clock kick-off on Sunday. Strange. I'll go with a Hull win. I'm just going to say 1-0. Oxford lost and Hull drew, I believe. But anyway, the video's been ruined. The camera angle's buggered and I'm fed up now. The video's too long anyway. It's too long. Call it quits. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment down below what you think's going to happen this week. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.